Hello. Where you going, bud? All right.
Okay, so this is the Forge, Greensboro, North Carolina, and so we have it split up into a couple different sections. So first off, we've got the soft space, which is basically for anything that doesn't produce any kind of sparks or wood dust or anything like that. It's more what we would call cleaner kind of things. We've got a conference room over here. That members can take non-members or other people from outside the community can reserve space in. If they need like a reading room, we've got like a projector we can set up and stuff like that. We've got kind of our chill out area if someone needs a break from doing things with wood shop. You'll see people on laptops and iPads and stuff over here all the time. We've got storage units for members that members can rent for a certain amount a month. For keeping their projects here, or if they have lots of materials that they'll use, they'll just keep them here so they don't have to lug materials from their car in the shop every time they come in. Plus, top of the cabinets is also available. We also have lockers over by the bathrooms. So this is our main table, and you're always going to see, whenever you come in, you're probably going to have people here doing, either business stuff or working on their different projects. Last night there was someone making stained glass stuff up here. So over here is what we call the tech lab. So tech lab's kind of sorted into two areas here. Down the middle here, it kind of splits between a 3D printer area, which is over here. We've got a couple of homemade RepRap printers. We have that one which got donated and is not up and running yet. We have two Fusion 3 3D printers, an F306 and an F400S. And those were all these were donated to the Forge. I actually work for Fusion 3. And then past that is our electronics area. So we've got two workbenches with, a soldering iron, DC power supplies, a couple of oscilloscopes if need be, assorted electronics components, any kind of tools, things to hold circuit boards while you're working on them, wire, etc. Random tools to work on electronics projects. And then past that, through the cool-looking brick wall, we kept it like that on purpose because it looked cool. It was actually a very old building. And then over here, this whole room, for the most part, is what we call the laser room. So Ronnie over here is actually working on. I have no clue what he's working on. What are you working on?
Do you mind being on camera?
Hey, how you doing?
You're okay with being on camera?
Yeah, hey, I look like crap. Yeah. Are you about to start one of your cuts?
Just kind of like a trial and error thing.
Okay. Okay, so we've got, what we call the big Chinese laser. I think 2.5 months or so, we're getting a 150 watt CO2. Yeah, we actually already have a 150 watt CO2 laser. It's been ordered. We're just waiting on it. Very excited about that. It's supposedly is going to be able to cut sheet steel. Supposedly it will cut, 18 gauge stainless. It's going to be amazing. We're very excited about that. This is kind of our networking area. It's mostly just, our switch and our router. But we just have it on the rack because why not? And then just random storage for stuff that gets donated. And then if we go back here, back through the area, I think we've got nothing. So down the hallway is the bathrooms, not much to see there.
Oh, come on, they are cool bathrooms.
I mean, they're bathrooms.
Those sinks
Those seats
So
are
we've got
amazing.
our
The sink over, we I was in HQ.
We've got our computer lab. We don't pick sides. We've got Macs and PCs, so whatever you're comfortable with, we've got those. We've got you handled. Most, if not all, of these PCs have lots of very useful software installed, 3D modeling programs. I think we've got the entire Adobe Creative Suite installed. So whatever you want to do that needs a PC, pretty much can do it here.
I love copper.
We have our executive director's office here. He's not here at the moment. I don't know where he went. We have our textiles area, which we've got sewing machines, we've got a serger or two, we've got an embroidery machine over by the main PC area because it needs a PC. That's a digital embroidery machine. You can have your vector files embroidered with thread. A little bit more of the sewing area. We've got our, I guess you would call it the break area / kitchenette kind of thing. If you get work up an appetite, make some food. You know, that's how that works. Relatively new addition, which is actually our pottery area, which, so we've got a couple of kilns. We see some projects actually kind of in progress here, either drying or waiting to be fired. Next time they fire the kiln up, one of the kilns is over here. Got some pottery wheels over here. More stuff in here. Looks like it's mostly storage, but we've got another kiln in there. Yeah, it's just basically more kind of pottery stuff. You see, like there's a bunch of clay up there. We've got another kiln, or actually another third kiln actually. Okay, so hard space is probably the next up. Maybe some safety glasses for that.
These are so small, the point model contains too few points to successfully identify outliers.
Some safety glasses. Probably a little bit distant. All right, so safety glasses absolutely need this area. So this area is also kind of divided up into two sections. First is the one you first walk into, which is their metal shop. Basically every metal working tool you would want to use, right, Joe?
Yep, that's the basic ones.
Yeah, Joe actually used this big green mill. For how long did you use it over at Lorillard?
Oh, about 30 years.
Yeah, so we have Joe who has 30 years of experience on this specific machine.
Yep.
That machine got donated by Lorillard and Joe came with it. So we've got two mills, we've got a gigantic lathe here, another lathe, that one's relatively new, bench grinders, vertical bandsaw, or horizontal bandsaw, sorry. That's new bandsaw again. And you always, as I said, this is not specifically the metal shop, it's what we call the hard space. So, if there's someone here that's been making bismuth crystals, or at least attempting to, we've gotten some results out of it.
Yeah, the best result for doing that is you liquefy it, set it to let cool on the outside, pour out the middle.
That makes sense. Yeah, he got a bunch of bismuth on Amazon, because of course Amazon you can get anything. So he was just like...
Bismuth I think you can also find as lead-free birdshot.
Got it. And then we got shear and brake. There's of course a bunch of other miscellaneous metalworking tools. Over past the big yellow curtain, we've got our welding area. So we've got, of course, our metal cutting saw, metal cutter circular saw thing, a couple of welders. I'm not too huge into welding, so I couldn't tell you what kind of welders we've got. That's what we've got. And then we've got a plasma cutter, which I have no clue where it went. I know I've got one. But yeah, as I said, I barely am ever in the hard space. I'm usually in the soft space of the 3D printing stuff. I'm the 3D printing lead at the Forge, so.
So audio might be a bit tough in here, but we'll give it a go.
Yeah, so we might just be able to stand out here and film from outside, because it's going to be a little dusty as well. So over here is the wood shop. We've got a panel saw. We've got a radial arm saw over there. We've got planer, joiners.
Wood shop.
Let's try going inside.
Wow, that's a noise, huh?
Yeah, we got planers, joiners. Evidently CNC now. That's new. What did this happen? Okay, evidently we have a CNC now. That's cool. Band saws, cable saws.
You want to be on camera? You okay? Are you okay if I...
Yeah, basically every woodworking tool we've got here, somewhat. That's cool. See, I'm in this section little enough to not know when they get new cool stuff. Then we've got our cleaner here, which I don't know if they're doing. Either they're running it or they're fixing it. I'm not sure. And of course, all over the place, there's always these work tables. Pretty much every section has a work table or two. Keep it, We've got lathes, wood lathes over here, metal lathes over there. Go along with tools to use them. And of course, a lot of this stuff is dangerous, so we have to have like orientations for all the sections. So if you're not sure how to use, a certain piece of equipment, there's a orientation, and even if you do know how to use the equipment, you still have to go through the orientation. So we make sure that you know. I do. Hey, Mike. Yeah, lots of tools. Yeah, so that's pretty much that's the forge. It's a great space. Yeah, and one of the things about the forge is it's not just the tools we've got. It's the knowledge of the membership that makes the forge what it is. Because we've got, for example, like what I said earlier, we've got Joe Tisco over here who's worked at Lorillard Tobacco Company and their machine shop for 30 years with the machine that we have here now. Like that specific machine. We've got someone who knows how to use it. I work for the company that makes the big 3D printer, the Fusion 3. So we have an expert in each specific area that knows exactly what they're doing. And Azel, I'll get your safety glasses.
Here you go.
Yeah, so we've got an expert in pretty much every area that's our what we call our team lead for each section. So I'm the 3D printing lead. Joe over there was the metal shop lead. You're a metal shop lead too, aren't you? Okay, yeah, I thought you were. Are you a team lead, Adam?
I'm a community member.
Okay.
I'm a diet section head.
Diet section head. Yeah.
That's exactly right. I'm not.
As far as team leads here, I think that's it. Besides Joe, who's our executive director,
All right, and that's
he
the-
kind of runs the show.